Well, hello there, listeners. This is Form, and this is Formcast, episode 68, I want to say. But as always, I could be wrong. Today, I want to talk about something that is near perfection. However, it's the furthest thing from perfection. It's called perfection paralysis. Now, I know this isn't some scientific or doctor or condition or whatever type podcast that you might listen to for actual educational purposes. But I find myself suffering from perfection paralysis in the world of content creation with almost everything. Now, if you don't know what perfection paralysis is, and I can explain in my terms, but perfection paralysis is pretty much when you think about making things too perfect, you make zero progress. The official definition occurs when quest for a flawless outcome, flawless, not flawless, flawless outcome stifles progress. It could be manifested in many ways. However, waiting for the perfect moment or conditions to start something, or such things as getting caught up in tiny details, leading to delays and indecision. Perfection paralysis is probably something that most streamers, most content creators suffer and go through and experience, just like anybody else that's working on a project or even something that you're trying to get at home done in terms of projects, things like renovations, for example. You're waiting for the right things to line up and that perfect thing to go well, and because it's not necessarily perfect in your mind, you actually don't end up making progress, or your progress is absolutely really slow. Things are delayed, and you actually maybe sometimes don't even start the project in the first place because all that overthinking you're doing just makes you not want to start at all. I've experienced this when it comes to making YouTube long form videos, when you're talking about vlogs or edits of some sorts. The editing process is, in my brain, one of the most overwhelming things ever. Making sure the clips are timed right, making sure the music's okay, will it work, and I got to write a description for it, and making sure the tags are all right, and all that kind of stuff. And one of the only ways that I can actually do my podcast that you're listening to is the fact that I don't really care if it's perfect, because I think that's what it's supposed to be, is imperfect, when you're sharing your opinions and your thoughts and your ideas and talking about random things. But perfection paralysis has definitely stopped me from starting things. Not only in work, but also in personal life, with my own being, I guess you can say, is that when you try and be perfect, when you try to please everyone, not make mistakes, not say the wrong thing, make sure you're always on time, make sure everything is perfect, dinner's perfect, life's perfect, trying to please your family, your partner, your friends, whatever it may be. Sometimes what that actually leads to is you delaying the right decisions and not acting when you should, or not pouncing on an opportunity when you should, because it has to be perfect. So perfection paralysis is the opposite of perfection. It's the desire for so much perfection that you are the furthest thing from it. And I know that sounded confusing, because it sounded confusing in my own brain. But that's okay. I've been sick lately, and I'm allowed to express the fact that my stuffy nose apparently affects my brain power. No comments on YouTube about my brain power, by the way. Please, thank you. Spare me those amazing readings. So perfection paralysis happens a lot, but it's definitely stopped me from trying certain things and doing certain things. For example, I've recently very much slowly started getting into something like GTA RP. So Grand Theft Auto, role play, where you play in different cities, different servers. Tons of people are there. Things happen in real time. You have to have a character. You have to stay in character. You have to find all these, ways to create stories and do things and activities and all that. But it took me a very long time to get into it, not only because I can only play certain times of the week, so that delays the experience and the practice, I guess you can say, in that type of content making, but it's definitely made me shy away from the idea of joining new cities, starting a new character, because I need it to be perfect. I need everything to go well. I need the name to be perfect. For example, the other day on stream, said, you know what? Let's work on a new character. It took like 20 minutes just to figure out a name. Names could be changed, but you want it to be perfect. You want it to be that right name, the right look, the right character, the right story, the right voice. And that's delayed me from experiencing what could potentially be a opportunity to meet. Well, actually, you know what? It really is 100% an opportunity to meet new people, not only just content creators, but players alike, stream viewers, stream supporters, other content creators, as I mentioned, and just having fun doing something that is maybe out of your comfort zone and it not having to be perfect. Mind you, life is not perfect. So when you really think about it, and as I think about it now, making a character so you can live this random life in a video game, well, it shouldn't have to be perfect, and it definitely is never perfect. But that is the joy, I guess, of playing that type of game. I'm hoping to somehow conquer my perfection paralysis by just saying it's better to put things out there than to it never have gone out at all. Now, that being said, something like YouTube videos, they take time. So, you got to put a lot of effort into it. But for example, putting out TikToks, putting out certain type of content, playing certain games, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just do it, get it done, and get it out there as a content creator. And that's technically way better than ruminating over these ideas and these details and this and that, and this is not the way it should be. And eventually you just either, one, stop completely on the project that you're working on because you're just tired of yourself, pretty much, without maybe knowing it. Or two, you eventually put it out, but it's so irrelevant at the point because you took so long, your progress was so slowed by your own brain, and the perfection paralysis has affected you so much on this that it doesn't actually get the results or the reach or whatever you're looking for out of it. And that alone will probably make you not want to try again. So that being said, think about it. In your life, whether it's work, personal, whatever, has perfection paralysis leaked its way in? Have you ever stopped doing something or never started because you were too worried that the details wouldn't line up and all this and all that and it just wouldn't be perfect? I know I have. So I'm hoping, as we go, as we learn, that we can just let go a little bit. Take a second and breathe. Do what you think is just perfectly fine in terms of being imperfect. It's okay not to be perfect. In fact, it's a whole lot more relatable as well. So think about it. Feel free to comment on YouTube if there's something that comes to mind. But if you're thinking of something right now as you listen to this, man, I never started that because I was just too worried it wouldn't be perfect. Man, I should get back on that project because I got halfway through and all the details and all this just delayed me so much that I never thought I should do it. I encourage you to try to go back to those things or try something new. Be a little bit more relaxed about it because nowadays, imperfection might just be perfection. Thanks for listening to this one this week, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for downloading on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Every Wednesday, 9 a.m., the episode goes out. These are very short episodes made to listen on the drive to work, while you're on the toilet, or right before bed, maybe. We'll catch you next time, and cheers.